Easy Wine Somm here. So I've got a really interesting tasting setup here. I've got Cabernet Sauvignon. I've got 4 different countries that the grape is grown in. I've got France, South Africa, I've got Argentina, and I've got, of course, the Sonoma Valley in Napa, California. And so I really like kind of doing these tests because you get to taste the difference that each terrain has on the grape. And so that's how you get your different flavor profiles, and it's just really interesting to taste. So the first one that I'm going to start off here with is actually from France, from the Medoc. All right, so I'm getting, plum and black cherries. It's not very fragrant, so France is cooler, so you're not going to have a very ripe grape. Okay, on the tongue, you're getting some spices. It's pretty typical, but you're also getting a little blueberry. And like I said, those baking spices kind of, but it's very muted kind of wine because of France's colder temperature. So the grapes really struggle to open up there. So we'll taste that. All right, the next one's from South Africa. So South Africa, warmer climate. So we'll see how that has an effect on the wine. Okay, so immediately a lot more fragrant. Plum, blackberry, red cherry too. It's like very much alive more than the French wine. Okay, so on the tongue, I'm getting cranberry. And also like South African wines, they use a lot of new oak, whereas the French don't. So you get more vanilla taste on there like this one does. So you can really kind of taste the difference of how even just going, south from France to South Africa, the taste is a lot different, and even the winemaking techniques. But overall, really good, very bright wine. So the next one I'm going to do is an Argentinian wine. And this is actually like a high altitude wine. So high altitude actually means colder temperatures, even though it's in a warmer place. And so we'll see kind of how it compares to the ones that are a little bit colder versus a little bit hotter, and see what kind of flavors we can get here. Okay, so this one has like that licorice black currant smell to it. Getting a little tobacco, maybe some leather as well. So we'll taste it here. Okay, yeah, black currant, but the leather really comes out in the taste. Also getting vanilla here as well. Again, in the warmer kind of climates, they use a lot of new French oak barrels to get that vanilla smell into it and taste. But overall, good one. The other thing they can tell on the wines is how much alcohol content is it. So like in France, you have 14% alcohol because the berries aren't able to produce as much sugar. Whereas South Africa, it's got 15% alcohol because it's able to produce a lot more sugar in that berry. And yeast and sugar make alcohol, so the more sugar you have, the more higher your alcohol content's going to be. All right, so now we're going to finish up in the United States, Sonoma County. That's a Jordan. So first of all, Napa is always about those super ripe, big flavors. So this has a lot of the dark flavors in it that you would normally expect from kind of California Cab. So you got that dark cherry just right out the front, punching you in the face. Blackberries as well. So you kind of get that little bit of a tanginess with the blackberry. All right, off the tongue, cherries, blackberries, little blueberries. Actually not that much vanilla in this one. So I think actually Jordan's one that doesn't use a lot of new oak. So you're not going to find a lot of vanilla in it like you would with other cabs in the area. But that's just a winemaker's choice. But again, it's very much more riper fruit, hotter climate. So it's going to be very much more, aromas that kind of fill the glass really quickly, and it's not subtle at all. So that's, the differences in the 4 wines, 4 different regions. It's one of my favorite ways to taste because you get to taste the same grape but just differently and see how the different areas really impact it. So, if you have the chance with a large group like Easter Sunday for me, I get to open up 4 bottles and split it with some friends. But, do this kind of tasting and just kind of tell the difference before them and really enjoy. Cheers.